G'day guys, welcome back. Well, today I'm going to fix up this old WPL truck. I got this a couple of years back when they were brand new. The original WPL, I think this one's called the B-24. If I'm wrong, I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, I've had this for a while. I think I reviewed it for RC Moment back in 2017, around Christmas time, New Year's, 2018. So I've had it for a couple of years, and it's just been sitting there pretty much since my review. I've only used it a couple of times. But I noticed that the servo on this one, because it's non-proportional, this vehicle, only the actual driving throttle is proportional, but the steering is this bang bang, steering, as you can see, non-proportional. I noticed when I turn right, which is left of the screen, because I've got it facing the camera, it crunches. Okay, so what I plan to do is get rid of that non-proportional cheap servo, because this is super toy grade, this vehicle. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I've got a bag of goodies here. So just received this ESC this morning, actually. These ESCs are from Banggood. You can get them from other places, but I got this one from Banggood. It only costs about $10. I think I paid for it. This one's rated for 20 and 30 amps. I think this is a 30 amp one that I bought. Brushed ESC. I've actually got one of these in my boat build, that orange Kmart boat that I've done, built with that jet propulsion motor system. So I've got one of those in the boat. So I got that. This is the X6F that I ripped out of the WL Toys A979B when it caught fire. This still does work when I've done that speed run the other week. So I'm going to run it off the Dumbo RC controller. And I've got a brand new servo here. It's just a cheap servo that I bought, the SG90 series. This one's got plastic gears. You can get ones with metal gears as well. I've got a few of those, but I'm going to use them for other projects. So yeah, I could put that into the receiver, hook it all up, and run it off the Dumbo RC controller with this ESC. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to fix this truck up and make it fully proportional rather than only partial proportional, with that being that it only is proportional when you drive forward and back. So before I get started, I'll show you what the problem is. I've just got a lithium ion pack here. The nickel metal hydride is flat, so this one's got a bit of charge in it. So I'll just power it off this. Okay, there's the internals just there. I already took this battery tray off, so that's why all that's exposed. And you can see the cheap the top of the servo just there. It's got a little spring there to activate the turning. So alright, so let me just turn it on. Switch on the bottom here. Actually, was it on already? Yeah, it was on already. Turn the controller on, and hear that? There's the problem there. So turning that way is okay, but yeah, the right hand turn is no good. Alright, so that's the story with that. That's why I'm gonna fix it up to fix that issue and put a proper servo in it at least. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna get stuck into it, and we'll see how it runs at the end. I'll be test running it after I put it all together. Right guys, so I lifted the board up, the main board that runs this vehicle. Now, as you can see, we've got the plug here on the right. That goes down to your switch. Okay, so I can just take that out because the ESC's got its own switch that I'm putting in there. This middle plug, I believe, looks like it goes to the motor down the back here. And we also got this plug here that I just removed. It goes to that crappy servo there, which is run off a little DC motor. Alright, so I'm going to pull all these off, take all these out. Okay, this one goes to the motor. Okay, this one goes to the lights. Alright, so we've got the one to the lights just here. Alright, so I'm going to pull that apart, take this servo out, throw it in the bin. Alright, because it's broken and it's just crap anyway, so throw that in the bin and put the new servo in. I might have to use the original servo horn here. Okay, sorry if I'm not getting everything in frame. I'm trying to, best I can. I've got my phone, one of my phones on a tripod here. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to rip all this crap out, the original stuff, and then I'll try to find a way. I might have to use that stock servo horn. I'll try not to. I'll try to use some from the actual that came in the kit, or I'll try to use these. But if I can't, I'll find a way to use the original one. And it's just a matter of wiring it up to different points of the vehicle. So this motor wire, I'll connect to the motor wire of the other ESC here, and then try to rig up the lights to the switch wire maybe. When I turn it on, I might rig it up to the actual on and off switch. All right, guys, so that's basically what I'm going to do, and it should work rather well at the end. It should be a fully proportional truck, WPL truck. Okay, I've totally gutted it, guys, all the electronics, so everything's out. And I opened up the servo, and there's the culprit just there. Look at that, all the missing teeth just there. So all this crap can go straight into the bin where it belongs. As you can see, it runs off a little DC motor. These look like the same motors that many years ago I used to have slot car machines, you know, slot car racing tracks and stuff. So they're just like the little motors out of the slot cars. Alright, guys, well, I've got it all together now. It's all complete. All the new electronics are in there, and the servo, as you can see there, it's a blue one, the it's a SG90 servo, so I've put that in. I've got the antenna sticking out the back here for the Dumbo receiver, and I've got it running on a LiPo. Okay, so all the electronics are tucked underneath this plastic tray. That was actually the hardest bit, was to tuck everything in there, including the receiver mainly. That was a little bit bulkier than the rest of the gear, so just to tuck all the wires in and all that was a bit of a mission, but I got there in the end. And I've got the little switch there. I'm going to mount it more securely, but yeah, I'm running a 2S LiPo. It's just a Hubsan LiPo. It's very low C rated. I can use any other LiPos that I want, but I'll just put it in frame. Turn the Dumbo RC controller on, and you'll be able to see that it's now fully proportional. Alright, I haven't hooked up the lights just yet. I just want to make sure this works. So yeah, take it for a bit of a spin in the yard now and see how it goes. Alright, so this is going to have pretty good range now with the Dumbo RC controller. It would be probably pretty good for FPV with this antenna. What I might do is put a straw on that antenna, because it's rather long, and just have it, I'll grab one of those straws. I think I've got some from other RCs, typically the 27 megahertz type RCs, the ones that don't run on megahertz, have those straws. So I think I've got one laying around somewhere. I might use that to have the antenna up as high as it can, but I might actually FPV this now, guys, in the bush or off-road somewhere, and it's going to get pretty good range, because I think these Dumbo RCs end up having a 500 meter range or something like that. So if I could hook up a 600 milliwatt FPV camera, it should get some good long distance FPV. But for now, I'll just take it around the back lawn and see how it performs. Okay, well, I took it for a quick test drive, as you can see, in the backyard there, done a bit of rock crawling and on the lawn and so forth. It goes rather well now, a lot more power on the 2S LiPo. Like I said, this Hubsan LiPo is only a 15C rated LiPo. Just try to zoom in there. There you go, 15C. So it's not a really high C rated LiPo, but it did give it a lot more power to this little truck. And yeah, having proportional steering as well is a big bonus too. Coupling that to the Dumbo RC controller and the receiver inside. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It's just a little project while I'm at home. I actually picked this up just to see if it still worked, because it's been stored away, and when I used this stock standard controller, I could hear the servo was broken, which I showed you before. There was about 3 or 4 teeth missing. So basically I just used parts that I already had on me, guys. I mean, I know a lot of guys have done this sort of conversion before. You can get these in a kit form, and there's plenty of videos of guys upgrading these WPL military trucks and so forth. There's a lot of groups dedicated to it. There's a bit of a fan base on these ones since they first came out 2 or 3 years ago. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I end up doing this today. Just a bit of a project because it needed fixing. I'm pretty happy with it. So that's going to allow me to try other things with this truck now. It's got good power with the LiPo. I can even put a higher C rated LiPo, which I will do, with larger milliamp hours. I've got quite a few bigger ones in that Hubsan one I just showed you. That's only 610 milliamp hours, so I could put a 1500 in there or whatever I choose to, and as long as it's got JST connector. And yeah, I'll probably put an FPV system in this actually and try it out. And like I said, put a little straw for this antenna off one of those megahertz RCs, those real cheap store-bought RCs, so it's got a better range by having it up like that. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video anyway. Just a quick project I thought I'll share while I'm doing it. And if you like this video, well, feel free to like it. Please put your comments below. Always great to hear from you. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Alright, guys, so until next time, happy RCing, be safe out there, obviously, look after each other, and I'll catch you on the next video. Alright, guys, thanks once again for tuning in. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.